This is a special mini-series that reimagines the classic biblical stories of Ruth and Esther, two of our greatest heroines. Today, we begin with Ruth Part 1 of a two-part episode entitled Ruth and Naomi, From Prosperity to Despair, A New Beginning. Picture a setting sun casting long shadows over rolling hills in the ancient land of Israel. The year is approximately 1275 BC, and the place is Bethlehem, a town nestled in the Judean hills. Life here seems idyllic, peaceful, and prosperous. At least it was until recently. For the past 3 years, the town has been suffering from a terrible famine, and now the only hope for survival lies in migrating elsewhere, which is exactly what Elimelech, Naomi, and their 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion, have decided to do. They are among a group of about 80 townspeople who are packing up and heading to the neighboring country of Moab, where there is plenty of food and work. When they arrive, they are welcomed by King Eglon, who showers them with gifts of food, livestock, and clothing. In fact, he offers them land and promises to protect them while they are on it. But even though the people are grateful for his kindness, they are not willing to become subjects of Moab. So they politely refuse his offer and instead choose to settle in the plains near the Arnon River. And once settled, they seem to be doing well, or at least they are for a time. Elimelech, Naomi, and their 2 sons marry local women. Mahlon marries Ruth and Chilion marries Orpah. And after a few years, Naomi has 4 grandsons, and her sons seem happy and prosperous. But then tragedy strikes. First, Elimelech, Naomi's husband, dies. And a few years later, both Mahlon and Chilion die as well, which means that Naomi finds herself a widow with 4 young grandsons. And when she asks the girls how they are holding up under all this grief, Orpah says, "I am going back to my people and my own native land. Come with me." But Ruth replies, "Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." And Naomi's heart swells with love for these 2 daughters-in-law, not only because they are kind, loving, and loyal, but also because they have shown great faith in Yahweh, the God of Israel. Nevertheless, she knows that she cannot provide for them and that their future is uncertain. So she encourages them to return home. Naomi tells Orpah, "You go back to your people and my daughter Ruth. She can go with you if she wants to. It would be better for both of you if you returned home than to stay here with me. Maybe the Lord will be gracious to you and your family again and give you offspring. If you want to comfort me, let me go with my daughter Ruth. She is my helper and my servant. She is the one who has given up her people and her God and has stuck with me." Orpah hugs Naomi and kisses her sons and daughters-in-law goodbye, and then heads back home. Meanwhile, Ruth clings to Naomi's knees, begging her to let her stay with her. And Naomi says, "My daughter, why are you so loyal to me? I'm an old woman whose hair is gray with sorrow. Why should you be so kind to me, a foreigner who has nothing to give you?" Then Ruth replies, "Don't say that, please. Even if we were poor and in need, we would be honest with you. We are foreigners without any security for our life. I want to honor my God, and I will do everything you tell me." And Naomi realizes that it is futile to try and convince Ruth to leave. So instead, she gives in and accepts her loyalty and devotion. The 2 head back to Bethlehem together, and upon arriving, they find that the famine is still ongoing. Thus, Naomi goes to the town's elders and explains, "Please don't call me Naomi, which means pleasant. Instead, call me Mara, which means bitter, for the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went out full, but the Lord has brought me back empty." What Naomi means is that they came with full sacks, but now they are empty-handed. And she requests that she and Ruth be given grain, which they desperately need to survive. The elders sympathize with Naomi and give them some grain to eat. Then Naomi tells Ruth, "My daughter, you must go out into the fields and gather whatever grain the harvesters have left behind. Only go to the fields belonging to Boaz, whose family we have always had kindness for." And she adds, "He is a wealthy man and won't turn away those in need." So the next morning, Ruth goes to the barley field and begins gathering grain. And just before sunset, she has gathered enough food to make an offering to Yahweh and to sustain her and her grandmother-in-law. Then she takes some of the grain, makes it into bread, and gives it to Naomi. And Naomi is overjoyed to see that Ruth's first day of gleaning was so successful. But then she says, "Be careful, my daughter. Go to the field to glean grain, but don't go to anyone else's field. Stay close to where our people live. You can go to the field of Boaz. He is our kinsman, a man of noble character. Maybe he will watch over you." And Ruth goes back to the barley field the next day and the day after that to glean grain. And each night she brings home enough food to sustain herself and Naomi. And what happens next, you'll have to find out in part 2. The end. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this first part of our Ruth reimagining. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an upload. Also, be sure to share this video with your friends and family, especially if they enjoy Bible stories. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to check out our other videos, including our reimagining of the Esther story. Until next time, remember to walk good and do good.